Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee, having some coffee with you guys here this morning. It is March 16th, 2025, and we were pretty busy this week. We had several doctor's appointments that we went to. Friday night we did some late night grocery shopping. Got some things that we needed to stock up on. On Thursday night, I did the live stream there with PrepperNow and the guys, so I'll put a link in the description if you didn't see that video. We had a nice discussion on basically some current events and stuff. And there was something that I wanted to mention to you guys that I seen this week when I was on this doctor's appointment. It was in the morning, and we were at one of the local cities around here where we were going to the medical center for these doctor's appointments, and it was in the morning, and we passed a large escorted vehicle with a massive transformer on the back of it. And I've never seen a transformer that big, and we have very large ones around here because of the wind farms and stuff out in the different like transfer stations where they upload the power into the grid, and they send all the electricity out east. From the people that I've talked to around here, the wind farms that we have around here, us locals get none of the benefit from that. In fact, I actually get a small surcharge on there that goes to those wind farms on my electric bill, and then that power goes out east. I've been told that it goes to Pennsylvania and into Cleveland, but the locals get none of the electricity on that. But back to this transformer. This was larger than I have ever seen transformer. It was being escorted. It was in this urban area, and it was headed out into the rural farm country where there's no power plants or nothing out where this transformer was headed. And I thought that was really odd and really weird. And where that thing ended up, I have no idea. But there's always talk in the news that if there's some type of grid failure, it's going to take, years to replace those transformers if them transformers are taken out or whatever. And here there was one in my neighborhood on the back of a truck on a random weekday morning heading off into the rural farm country. Like I said, I just thought that was really odd, and I wanted to bring that up to you guys. The wind and here yesterday, especially last night, was terrible. We had just terrible winds blowing through here. Fortunately, we didn't lose power, but I did make sure that I had the generator good to go in case we did lose power. And the other thing is I kept the vehicles filled with gas, made sure everything was filled up, because if there's no power, there's no gas to put in a vehicle. It's one of the big cheap preps that I always talk about, is keeping your gas tank full at all times, because you're at an eighth of a tank and the power goes out in your town. You got to drive 3 towns over to find power to put gas in your vehicle. You can see where that would be a problem. Another thing that I wanted to mention here in this video that I don't know if people know about is all the major power companies here in Michigan have a power outage map on their website. So you can track and monitor how large power outages are in your area, where the power outages are. So if you're going from one area into another area, you could see if there's any power outages into that area that you may be going in. The big two here in lower Michigan are Consumers and DTE, that's Detroit Edison. And they both have websites that you can basically get on one click. I just keep those in my internet history, so I can just jump on them whenever, and I can check where there's power outages. There was a lot of power outages down in the Detroit area. Several other small towns had power outages. Over by Hemlock, they had a large power outage, over 1,000 people. Otisville was another one that's down closer to like Clarkston and stuff, had power outages. But if you don't have those things kind of saved on your phone or on your computer, it might be a good idea to have those where you can check on stuff. Stock market took a heck of a beating this week. A couple people I talked to really got slammed on their 401ks this week. That's the problem with 401ks. If there's some kind of hiccup in the market, everybody's retirement kind of takes a slam. And this was definitely the week for the stocks that got hit, really affected, 401ks. Some people have control over what's in their 401k, like with the company provided ones, but a lot of them I've noticed, like if you work for a particular company, a lot of times that 401k money that they contribute for you, that will go into their own stock. So now you have, if your company kind of goes sideways, your 401k is going to go sideways too. Plus, then there's always a threat of your job going sideways. You can see it's just a vicious circle. At least this was how it was explained to me by people that are smarter than me in that financial aspect. I mean, come on now, if I was a financial wizard, I wouldn't be living the lower middle class lifestyle that I'm living now. I don't think any of us would, but I wanted to mention that to you guys there, keep an eye on that kind of stuff. Like I said in another video, I think this summer really has potentials for a lot of problems. There was airstrikes in the Middle East again yesterday. Anytime there's something like that going on, it affects fuel prices. Fuel prices have been between probably $2.80 and $3.10 around here, depending on where you go. And that's been pretty stable over the last few months here. I haven't seen any real decline in fuel prices, but it's been pretty stable. And again, I was in several stores where there was stuff kind of moved over and filling in. Of course, it's going from the winter into the spring season-wise, but I don't see the variety in things in the store, and I don't see the fullness in these big stores that I seen prior to 2020, and I think that is going to continue. Of course, one of the things that I'm concerned about, I did a separate video on that, is the post office and the delivery systems that we all kind of grown accustomed to here with the advent of internet shopping and internet ordering. I think that's a particularly weak link in the system. A lot of people not only get their consumer goods like that, they get stuff from like the places that for pets, and I know a lot of people that get medication online, and of course all that stuff has to be delivered. So those are all things that you want to keep in mind. I think it's a good idea to have, if you have the space for it, to have at least 6 months worth of food, medication, supplies. Of course, you always want to have your you want to have extra clothing. That was another thing that I did this week while I was going to these doctor's appointments. The cities usually have large shoe stores. I went in and I hit a couple of shoe stores. I go through a lot of shoes because I'm on my feet all day. So does my wife. We have regular blue-collar working jobs. So, to keep your knees and your back and your hips in line, you really need to have decent shoes, and you need to change them out pretty frequently. When shoes start to break down, you have problems with with your back and stuff like that. And with all these tariffs and all these shipping problems and stuff, I went into one particular shoe store, and I noticed something. Like where all the other stores I thought were thin on stock, the shoe store had literally stacks of stuff. I've never seen so many stacks sitting just in the aisles and stuff of this particular shoe store. And I think that's because that particular store, company, whatever, has front-loaded a bunch of stuff because of these tariffs, because they knew this stuff was coming, and they knew these problems were coming with the Asian vendors and stuff, so they stocked up on a ton of stuff. Well, when they stock up on a ton of stuff with a just-in-time delivery system, which is kind of the mantra in modern retail and stuff nowadays, they don't have a lot of warehouse space. So what are they going to do with all the stuff they front-loaded? Cram it in every nook and corner and the sales floor and stuff on in these big stores, because these big stores don't have large stock rooms either because of that just-in-time, delivery thing. So they had just stacks of stuff everywhere, which made it good for me because I was able to find the size that I needed, and I was able to get a couple of pair and have them here, plus with the other, pairs of shoes that I got. Another thing with shoes is if you alternate them, you don't wear the same pair every day. You wear them like every other day. The shoes last longer because they have a chance to, dry out from your perspiration and sweat and working and whatever. And I always make it a point to make sure that I put my shoes where they can get, dried out. So I just wanted to share those tips and little things that I've seen with you guys here today. I'll put a link in the description for those couple videos that I mentioned here to get, the word out, let you guys know what's going on in, my neck of the woods here in Michigan. But I appreciate all my subscribers out there. I hope you guys get a little information, a little entertainment out of this video here. Just having my morning coffee with you guys here. You guys take care this week.